The ops were able to pick up a signal from the gunship, and this gives them the drop on Jake. Well, sorta at least, because they only know the island range he's in. Quaritch tells the general that if she gives him ships and an aircraft, then Jake Sully would be a new op pack the next day. She agrees, and he pulls up on this dude to take his shit. He's not too happy about this cause he has quarters to meet and Quaritch fucking up the pay. Not gonna lie, I'd be mad too if somebody messed with my money because they couldn't fade their op in their past life. That shit sounds like a personal problem. Quaritch proceeds to check his ass, and yeah buddy, you're a bitch. Not only did he take your ship from you, he also made you look like a hoe in front of your own crew. That's nefarious work. And without a choice, he gives that hoe up. My goat would never. Back at the village, the Tokun return and the people get hype as hell to see their spirit sisters and brothers. I'ma need y'all to remember this one in particular though. She'll be important later. Then we see Quaritch man on this innocent village. I'm not gonna lie though, swap out that blue skin with the brown and this scene looks 10 times crazy. He asks them where Jake is and they say they don't know. After all, they're sea people and Jake is a part of the forest people. Quaritch not listening to that shit though, so he keeps asking them for Jake's location, but they continue to say they don't know. All I'ma say is they some real niggas, because we find out that Tonawari ordered the other clans to not give them the drop on Jake. Now if this was me, I would have been gave that shit up by now. I don't even know the nigga we trying to protect. This real nigga activity don't mean shit though, cause Quaritch and his men continue to terrorize him. They were even finna put down the Sahi. Oh nah. Spider convinces them to not kill her, so instead they up flamethrowers and burn their houses down. It's her to watch him and keep it real. Even Spider started apologizing for them and you could see the pain in his eyes. That shit crazy. I guess word spread around quick as hell here, cause somehow Tonawari already knows what happened and he lets Jake know that the ops are hunting for him. Quaritch continues his reign of terror, but he finally realizes that it's not gonna work, so he comes up with a new plan. He tells the dude from earlier that they're gonna hunt Tokun around these villages to lure out the Naga, specifically Jake. As much as I can't stand this nigga, I gotta acknowledge the determination of this man. He is doing everything in his power to hunt this man down for the sake of get back. Yeah, he got it. Loak visits PyCon again and he finally learns the true story of what happened. He comforts PyCon before they head back to the village, and these two are not happy with what happened. They get on a fine shit for allowing him to bomb a PyCon, and then he makes Loak sit down. Then he got mad at everyone else for not sitting down at first. Sit down! Even I jumped a little when I heard that shit, like my fault OG. Then he tells Loak, listen to me young blood. In the days of the first songs, the Tokun were beefing with each other over territory and revenge. Then they realize that no matter how justified the get back is, killing only brings more killing. I'm not gonna lie, he cooked with that line. So all killing was banned. That's a Tokun way. PyCon caught bodies though, so he got banned from the bot. Yeah, OGO ass tripping.
What did he say?
Loak, you talking to a Loak time. His dad steps in to have a word with him, and afterwards we see Loak chilling with fine shit. He tries to defend PyCon, but she's still calling him a killer by the Tokun way. The Sky people were hunting for them and they smoked his mother right in front of him. So he tried to gather up his gang to attack them, but the Sky people popped all of them. So basically, they kicked him out cause he ain't no bitch. Free my nigga PyCon till it's backwards. She tells him that they gotta sell her pots, but he not trying to do none of that. He says the whole village is against him and all they see is demon blood, but she responds by saying, he's trying to act all nonchalant shit, but I know he was cheesing hard as hell on the inside. She tells him that he's one of them now, and Twin starts smiling.
Nah, she got you blushing, Twin? Oh, hell nah, Twin. You gotta lock up, Twin, bro. This not even you, Twin. On phone on grade, bro.
Then we pan to a group of Tokun chilling in the water, followed by a gunship. And I knew where this was finna go as soon as I saw this. They place a tracker onto the mother and every crew gets ready for action. After a long process, they kill the mother. We find out why they do this. It's so they can extract this substance called Amrita, the most valuable substance known to man that funds everything on Pandora. Now I want you to guess how much this one vial is worth. I'm gonna give you some options on screen and give you 5 seconds to pick. Now if you said 80 million, you were correct. Let me know in the comments if you got it right or not. Don't lie either, cause I will know. He tells him to remove the evidence, but Quaritch like, nah, I want them to know we did this shit. This nigga wildin'. His plan works though, cause they pull up to the scene, and y'all remember the Tokun from earlier that I told y'all to keep in mind? The reason I told you that is because that's the mother that they just murdered, and she's the spirit sister of Tribe Lady, and she is reasonably pissed. Jake discovers the tracker and realizes that it was Sky people that did this. They hold a village meeting, and Tonawari tells his people that they spinning for the Tokun. Jake says they gotta tell the Sokun to dip, but the village people like fuck all that. Eventually, he convinces him and Neytiri tells him that they gotta do something. Jake is smart though, so he knows that's exactly what they want him to do. He says they're not hunting for Sokun, they're hunting for us. And he been throwing around that us word a lot this movie. Like, I'm sorry to break the news to you, gang, but there is no us, we, none of that shit. They only want you. Lowak goes to Mount Elu so he can warn Pycon about the Pingers. Before he could leave though, the Tatum comes to try and stop him and they get into a little argument that hit very close to home with me and my little brother. Lowak still goes to find Pycon and the others chase after him. He makes it to Pycon, but it's already too late. He's been marked, so you know what that means. He attempts to take it out as the ship approaches him and everyone steps in to try and help. They looking sorry as hell though, cause you telling me that y'all 6 niggas deep and can't get this thing out? Nah, what Joe Buddy said?
That shit is a 2-pack of ass!
All I'ma say is Jake Sully did it first try. Speaking of my glorious Jake, Lowak sends his dad to drop and Jake informs Tonawari about the situation. He tells the people to scrap up and sound the alarms. Oh shit, y'all, they getting at it. That IG Live would've went crazy, I'm already knowing. Even Tribe Lady ready to get at it with a whole baby in her stomach. Yeah, this shit serious. Now this scene with the whole village riding out together on their Elu was tough as hell though, I can't lie. While this is going down, the crew is getting ready to smoke a Tokun. The kids continue to try and take out the Pinger. Then Quaritch realizes that Sully's kids are over there and he tells his men that it's time to get at it. They get the Pinger out and swim away, so Quaritch tells Hunter Dude to stop shooting depth charges. They're hiding in some seaweed until Hunter Dude sends some submarines to go search for them and they dip. They was doing a good job at first, really weaving them hoes too until Toot little ass fall off the Elu. Then Soraya, that's fine shit's name, is shot off her mount but Lowak saves her and the group is split up. They meet up with Toot and end up getting captured. Damn, they're brought to the ship and this scene right here looking like a BLM movement ad. They lock them to the side of the ship if Jake pulls up. The soldiers take formation but Jake has Tonawari tell his people to stop.
Jake, tell them niggas to pipe down.
If you want your Jace back, you better pull up solo. Yo ass know not to try some funny shit. He complies with the deal and as he's headed over there, Pycon starts tweaking out in the ocean. Remember, he's Lowak's spirit brother and unlike the other Sokun, he ain't afraid to throw hands. So he pulls up on the ship, landing and crushing at least 2 soldiers. He smacks this dude away and the soldiers start spraying at him but he's eating that shit like it's nothing. But nah, I'd be so sick if I was this dude because Lowak pushes him towards Pycon and he's crushed by his fin. He already barely escaped death when bro initially landed. Then he got smacked and after getting hope 2 different times he went out like this. I would say I feel bad but then I'd be lying. Hunter Dude looks spooked as hell right now, but he mans a harpoon and the crew heads towards the ship as we see Pycon smack whatever this is and it hits hella people on board. Shit went a solid 50 meters away and still caught body. This one object putting in more work than Megumi did in the entirety of JJK. And yes, I am still hating on this nigga. The Navi see Pycon putting in work and they trying to get at the suit. They all start pushing up cold as hell, especially my glorious Blue King. The soldiers are still shooting at Pycon and look at these niggas thinking they safe cause they got high ground. Yeah, Pycon smashed that shit and these 2 dudes get sent flying into the water. And I don't know who this nigga thought he was pulling up with a harpoon gun expecting to do some shit. Cause when he shoots the harpoon, Pycon literally puts his head down and deflects that hoe into the ship. He knew it was cold too. Look at him emo in the ship before he jumps in the water. Every nigga that was in this location gets laid out from this shit too. That's a big ass hit radius. Jake and the other Navi are inbound and the Hunter Dude and his men start to shoot at them, so they dive underwater to avoid the bullets. Quaritch sees this and tells his men to lock in and we see a gunship pull up that starts shooting at the water. Luckily though, Neytiri was still in the sky and she takes out the pilot crashing the gunship. Nah, cause why I just realized something. Y'all niggas have advanced military infantry such as machine guns, naval ships, mech suits and AC-130s but are getting cut by a bunch of blue niggas with bows and axes. In the words of Mark Phillips,
y'all are trash.
Then we see the C-Clan boost her KD as Tonawari spears his dude in the chest. Then Tribe Lady launches her spear at this one, but this next dude got done dirty. These niggas must have personal beef, cause why bro used his Elu to impale this nigga? I know that shit hurt like hell. Nigga finna spawn in the pit still feeling that chest pain. He wasn't the only one either, cause we see a different dude be transformed into an Elu snack. I'm sick, this nigga became an appetizer. I know Jeffrey Dahmer would be watching this shit like,
It should have been me, not him!
Then we see my glorious Jake getting busy, blowing up this ship at random background Navi number 78 spears his dude off the ship. Nah, this is one of the sorriest performances I've ever witnessed. Cause you telling me the match just started and these niggas already up 10 plus bodies? Oh nah. Even the Hunter dude got a raging. Nigga, do something. This nigga had me crying. I guess it worked though, cause this dude starts letting off some grenades that actually sink one Navi, but Jake steps in and shoots one of the dudes off the ship. But nah, these niggas are the literal definition of free eats, cause these two motherfuckers right here crashed through B and unalive themselves without the opposition having to lift a finger. This shit like the CIA jokes on TikTok, and whole time it's the black community destroying ourselves. The only exception to this is allowing EBC at Popeyes. That shit is most definitely the CIA's doing. We see another gunship try to soar into the sky, but Nate's here cleanly swoops in and shuts that shit down expeditiously. Forrest tries to slam back, but he misses every shot per usual, and Jake comes from the water ready for smoke. He runs out of ammo and has to reload. Meanwhile, Nate's here smokes Quaritch's man. Jake tosses his rifle into the water, so Quaritch applies pressure, forcing Jake into the water. Then we see a submarine chasing down Curie and the two bums from earlier. So she lures them in and bonds with one of the plants to first wrap around the submarine, then wrap around them when they try to swim away. And look at these two fucking goobers, bro. These niggas ain't did shit the entire movie but talk crazy and get their asses beat. How you the chief's son and not putting in work? These niggas bring shame to the entire bloodline. Megumi can relate. We see two dudes speeding in a boat just to get that whole flip, and it crashes into the ship. Spider sees this and he's tired of sitting around, so he grabs a fire hydrant and smacks the pilot. Yeah, that is most definitely CCE, and he tries to boom this hoe. It doesn't work, but the boat is damaged, and we go back to Quaritch shooting at Jake. He leaving them hoes flawlessly until he leaps into the air and knocks Quaritch off of his mount by having his elu by the Ecron. Then we see Hunter Dude still trying to attack Pycon, attaching another cable on him, which turns out to be a fatal mistake because he uses this cable to cut through the ship and send Bro into the water while detaching his arm. While this is going on, the crew decides to evacuate the ship and the Tam shows up to free the team. Lowak convinces him to stay so they can get Spider, and he agrees. Then we see Curious get snatched up, so Took dumbass goes back for her and Saraya follows. My question is, what in the actual fuck were you gonna do to help Curie in this situation? You are 8 goddamn years old, you weren't gonna do shit. Can't stand this little nigga sometimes. They get caught and her dumbass gets tied down for the second time. We see Natam and Lowak officially take out this group of men and free Spider. As they're escaping, Quaritch spots him and they hit the dash. Natam tells Lowak to hand him the rifle and he starts shooting at the ops so the other two have time to escape. Once they're gone, he dives into the water but he gets shot in the process. They rush him away and find Jake, then they try their hardest to help but it's too late. All of their efforts are futile and Natam succumbs to his wounds, dying right there. Hearing his mother's screams almost made me cry, bro. Like, that shit was genuinely sad. And maybe I'm looking into it too deep, but I think Lowak seeing his brother's blood on his hands was meant to be symbolic of the guilt he feels for putting him in that situation to begin with. Either way, long live Natam, we lost a real one. Jake is at a loss for words until Quaritch gets on the mic and tells him that they have his daughter, so he locks in. He pulls up to the ship and sneaks around some before throwing a grenade at the soldiers. Now, bro is either very calculated or he completely ignored the fact that 2 of his other kids were in this room when he threw that hoe, cause that's kind of crazy. The ship begins to burn down and the crew members start to evacuate. This one dude tries to be a good person and help his homeboys, but Jake comes in front of smoke and spears him, then his man. Taking bro's AR, then he guns his dude down and this one lady starts spraying at him, so he takes cover. Neytiri comes in shooting her, then stabbing these 2 before head tapping the last one. They continue to move forward and Neytiri going dumb right now. First, she sweeps this dude with a dive kick, then a jump shot on this one before hitting the next one with a 2-piece bow combo, and finally hitting the last dude with the low shot. Nah, she moving cold as hell, I can't even front. Jake drops down and smokes this man, so Neytiri takes the arrow stuck inside him to shoot bro right here, as Jake drops down even further to smack this dude before throwing him at his man. He tries to uphold, but he runs out of ammo, but no worries cause he chucks that hoe at the next dude as he takes cover. Forrest tries to hit Neytiri, but she avoids every bullet, and this one motherfucker tries to sneak up on Jake, but this is light work. Moves the weapon, axe to the face, and he kicks him away. Neytiri almost gets smoked, but Jake saves her and starts scrapping with the dude, so she takes out Quaritch's man that's right beside him. Nah, why this nigga whole demeanor changed? I'm crying. Jake throws the dude off the ship and we see Neytiri catch like 5 more bodies and she starts squeaking the fuck out. Jake is able to free Took before Quaritch enters the room with the knife to Curie's neck. Spider comes in begging him to let her go, but that isn't working, so Neytiri tries to kill Spider as he doesn't. He tries to front and act like he doesn't care about Spider, but when she slices his chest, he lets Curie go. They begin to leave and Quaritch starts talking shit to Jake, so he like, what's up then? And this is the moment I've been waiting for. He runs up, throwing whatever this thing is, but Quaritch blocks that and he swings a few times, damaging the fit. If you watch anime, then you know that touching the fit is ultimate levels of disrespect, and even though this isn't anime, the principle still applies. Jake keeps swinging until they grab onto each other, and then a ring of fire forms around the others, so they rush back to the ship. Quaritch knocks Jake down, but he gets back up and goes right back to swinging. His weapon is knocked away, so he kicks Quaritch into the water. He gets up and leaps at Jake, but he dodges and locks him down. The ship starts going down and Quaritch tries to stab Jake, but he moves out of the way. Then Quaritch starts spamming, but Jake weaves every attack and whips him with the chain. Nah, again, whip is crazy work. This not even reversing rolls, this shit just friendly fire. Quaritch tries to stab him again, but he catches it in the chain. Then bro makes him drop his weapon. Quaritch rocks his shit, then he knees him in the stomach. Then we see him kick Jake down and go for a Superman push, but Jake blocks the attack. They end up trapped underwater and the fade is still in full effect. They go hit for him, so Quaritch locks Jake in between his legs, pause until the area sinks completely and he's able to break free. Jake puts him in a full Nelson and he chokes his ass out before throwing him to the ocean floor. Spoiler alert, I guess, but he is still alive, which probably means he's coming back for round 3 in the next movie. It ends with a funeral for Nathaniel, and the next day, Jake tells Sonawari that they finna dip. He like, hell nah, you one of us, gang, and they officially CP. He visits the sacred grounds from earlier, and when he bonds with a tree, he gets a replay of him teaching Nathaniel how to fish. Anyways, that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next vid.